Hello and welcome. My name is Julie and this is stampwithjuliebaum.com. Today we're going to be making a gift card holder, and I'm going to tell you what I really like about this particular gift card holder. It's easy to do. You can get 3 of them out of one 12 by 12 sheet of paper because this piece that you're going to use is 4 inches by 12. And I also like it because it will fit in the standard size envelopes that we typically use, and it will also fit nice and flat, so it's going to fit well into that standard envelope. So let me show you the pieces that you're going to need in case you want to grab those and stamp along with me today. You're going to need a piece of designer paper of your choice, 4 inches by 12 inches. I've chosen a piece that is from our celebration promotion. So this paper is actually a paper that can be earned for free. It's pictured here in the celebration brochure on page 8, and it's called Peaceful Prints. So with a $50 order, you might select that as your free gift. Of course, there's other items available to choose for free in the celebration brochure. This promotion is only going on through the end of September. So today we're heading towards the end of the month. So be sure to get your order in so that you can choose a gift with a $50 purchase. Then you're also going to need the backing or the card base for your gift card holder. So I have a piece of basic black cardstock. This piece that you're going to use for your base needs to be 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. Then you're going to need another piece of colored cardstock. I've made these matching, but you could choose something that just coordinates if you don't want it to match. And this is basically a scrap, but my square here is just larger than 3 inches square. And that's because we're going to die cut this, so I needed it a certain size. So any scrap that's 3 1/4 inches square is going to work fine for this piece. And then you're going to need some white scraps that measure also about 3 inches square. You could get away with a little bit smaller. So I know that this one's going to be about the right size, and then I have a second scrap for my second square. After we put these pieces together, I will be using stamps that obviously are Christmassy because of the paper I chose, but you can use any stamps that coordinate with your paper to make whatever theme or occasion you want for your gift card holder. So the first thing I'm going to do is do my die cutting. So I'm going to move these pieces out of the way, and I'm going to bring in my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss. I have a 1 plate and 2 plates, which is the necessary layers for the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss. And I have my black piece here. I'm actually going to use a scalloped square die. And this is from a set of dies that has retired, but perhaps when layering squares was current, you picked up this to add to your collection. If you don't have a scalloped square die, you could use any other square die or just a piece of paper cut to size. So I'm going to put this together and run it through my cutting machine. And then I'm going to set up the next die with my white piece. Let me show you this. Okay, there's our scalloped square. Then I'll take this square, which is the largest square from the Stitched Shapes dies. These are also retired, which is kind of sad because these have been super popular and everybody loves them. Hopefully you ordered these when they were current. Otherwise, again, a white layered square that's going to be slightly smaller than your black square will work. And I'm going to need 2 of these. So this one I will run through. Oh, let me use this paper. It's just barely big enough. Yep, that'll work. Again, I've got my 1 plate and a 2 plate, and then covering it with a 2 plate. this out of our way and show you the square. Okay, so here's the stitched square, and I did go ahead and cut out a second one prior to filming, so I've got both. You didn't have to watch me cut both of those out. If you need to pause the video and go cut your second one, that's fine, and then just push play and we can continue. So now I have my black layered, my black scalloped square that's going to be a bottom layer, and this one will fit just right on top of it. This is going to be for another part of our project. Now I'm going to set those aside and take the designer paper. We need to do some scoring on this. As I mentioned, it's 4 inches by 12 inches. I'm going to reach for my Simply Scored, which is my tool of choice when it comes to scoring things, but you could completely use your trimmer, your Stampin' trimmer with the scoring blade. That would work equally as well. So I'm going to score my paper at 4 and at 8. So as a reminder, the paper itself is 4 inches by 12 inches, and I've just scored at 4 and 8. At this point, you do have one little decision to make, and that is deciding which print, this side or this side, that you want to kind of be featured on the inside of the gift card holder. Once it's all put together and the gift card is going to slide in, do you want more, in this case, more of the snowflakes or more of the plaid? And I'm going to show you on a scrap piece what each one looks like, so you'll get the idea. But right now I'm going to go ahead and burnish the folds that I made. So I'm using a bone folder just to press out those creases. Something that you also want to take into consideration when you're selecting your paper, because the way this is going to get folded here in a moment, kind of on a diagonal, you may want to take care that the print itself of the paper doesn't have a direction. For instance, in this same packet, there's a paper with deer on it, which is super cute, but perhaps once it's a diagonal fold, you're not sure which way the deer are going to end up show up, and so you may want to avoid that. So this is a very random print. The snowflakes and the plaid, random rather than directional. All right, so at this point, this is where you're going to make your decision. I'm going to bring in a scrap one. This one has all kinds of folds on it, but I wanted to show you. If I want to have mostly snowflakes on the inside, then I'm going to choose to have my snowflakes up to begin with. If I want instead for the inside to be mostly the plaid, oops, sorry, like this, then I'm going to start with the plaid on the upside. So on this one, I'm going to have, this one was plaid, now I'm going to use the snowflakes to be the primary on the inside. So I want to take this side of the paper, the right hand top corner, I'm going to bring it down, and I want to line it up as best as I can with this cut edge. That's what I'm going for. Now it's also going to line up on the score line. That was the 8-inch score line that I made. But the most important one is this edge, because it's the one that needs to look nice and neat when you finish your project. So I'm lining that one up best I can and get that crease started. And then now I'm going to burnish it. I'm going to do it lightly with my bone folder, and this is why. When I fold this, I also want to make sure that it is nice and crisp and lines up. And if I need to, like how this is buckling a little bit, I still have opportunity to now spread that out and press it down with my bone folder, because I didn't make that crease super hard to begin with. So now I've got, actually I have a little edge showing there. Now I've got this lined up. This will fold nicely, and this is going to get sealed down. So this is not even going to show. Now with this side, I need to take the bottom left corner, but watch, I'm going to flip the paper. I'm going to take the bottom left corner and fold it on its diagonal, being careful to line up this edge, most importantly, as best as I can. It may not be perfect, and I'm even going to show you how to correct it if yours isn't perfect. I'm going to just put a light crease in there, kind of check it out. Yep, that's going to work great. And then I'm going to burnish it with my bone folder. All right, so at this point, I have my first fold that's going to fold in like so, my second fold that's going to fold like this, and this is really the whole gift card holder. Then we're just going to put it together and do our decorating and embellishing. All right, so let's do some glue. I'm going to grab my liquid glue, and this flap here is going to get completely sealed down. So you can be careful with your liquid glue to not overuse it, but you are sealing the whole flap, so you can go around the whole thing. So that one's going to get sealed down completely. Let me take a moment and show you how to correct this if your paper didn't line up very good and you're a little bit frustrated with it. Okay, mine this time actually lined up very well, but I've made others that didn't. And what happens is if there's any paper that's peeking out right here of the other side, so you can see the other print, you just want to take some scissors and very carefully trim that out so that it's not showing. Again, in this instance, it's totally fine because once it's folded, nothing is showing. But you can correct it if you have a little mistake there. Sometimes when cutting the big pieces of paper down and then folding them, the edges don't line up just perfectly. All right, and then this was this triangle fold. You see that? I'm going to seal that one down completely. You could use any adhesive that you want to at this point. You can use your Stampin' Seal. You can use tear and tape. The liquid glue works great. It's just paper to paper, and it will seal very nicely. All right, now that's all we're going to do on this top flap because this is the part that's going to open and shut. This part we need to fold one more time, and now we're going to seal this, but this is the pocket, okay? This is where the gift card is going to go. And so we only want to seal this very bottom edge. So I am going to grab tear and tape. The reason that it's my favorite for this particular area of the project is that gift card is going to be tucking down in here, and somebody might take it in and out a couple different times. So I want this edge sealed really well. Would liquid glue work? Yes, it would, but I'm going to use my tear and tape. I think it's just slightly better in this instance. I could tear it, but I'm just going to take my scissors and cut, kind of matching that angle. Looking for a little tool here so I can get that backing lifted up. Okay, now just going to close this and line it up carefully again and seal it. All right, so now you can see that's sealed well, and the gift card that you're going to put in there is going to fit in nicely, and it's not going to pop out the bottom. All right, I'm going to take one last look at this. I like how my edges are lining up, and I'm going to go ahead and burnish everything just one more time to make it nice and flat. Okay, this is going to go onto the backing. So again, I have a 4 1/4 square piece of black cardstock. You can use whatever adhesive you want to attach this. We'll just use some liquid glue. I'm going to be eager to make this same gift card holder with lots of different papers. I just think it's really cute, and it does feature the beauty of the paper itself. See if I can get this straight without getting my head in the shot. Just going to kind of eyeball all of my edges. The liquid glue is nice because it gives you a little wiggle room if you need to tug it or slide it before it is stuck down. All right, so there's our gift card holder on the base. Now we need to do some stamping to decorate it. So I'm going to grab one of those white squares that we prepared earlier and my black ink pad. I'm using a stamp from this set. It is a cling stamp set. It's called Christmas to Remember. I'm going to use this stamp, Friends Like You Make This Season Special. I'm going to stamp that in black, like I said. Here it is. Okay. And I'm looking at it. I think it's mounted a little bit crooked, so I'm just going to reposition this. When you're mounting your stamps, I like to put it down on my grid paper so it's somewhat straight, and then press my block onto it like so. Now, whenever you're using a brand new stamp, and this one is not brand new, we actually use this as September Stamp Club making this particular project. But it's a good time to remind, especially beginners, of little things. When you have a brand new stamp, you may want to stamp it a couple times just to get a feel for it. See how it's inking, see if it comes out somewhat straight or if you need to make any adjustments. So like I did, I just grabbed a piece of scratch paper and took a few practices. All right, once you're confident and you're ready to go, you can put it right on your project. So I've got my stitched square and I'm going to aim for the middle. And again, try not to get my head in the shot. I hope that it's straight enough. Usually I would kind of get up and lean over so I could see a little better. I know you do that as well. There we go. All right, and then I'm going to grab a garden green ink pad. So I selected colors that obviously go with my theme and will go with the designer paper I chose. And now I'm using two stamps from this set. It's called Christmas Season. It is a photopolymer stamp set. It does come as a bundle with coordinating dies. We're not using any of the dies this morning, just a couple of the stamps. So I've got this little branch or bough. And same thing, if it's a brand new stamp set, you may want to stamp it a couple times on some scratch paper just to get a feel for how it's going to stamp. Another thing you might want to do is make sure of the color. Do you want this dark green on your project, or do you want to stamp off and then do second generation on your project to get a lighter green? You can decide that as well. So I'm going to go full strength. I'm going to put one of these up here and one going this way. And I think I'll just do one up in this corner. We'll take a look at it and see. Let's start with that. I'm going to add some little red berries. This is real red and a stamp set still from Christmas Season. And I'm just going to put those right there, just for a little pop of red. And these here, yeah, I think I'm going to leave it at that. You could add more greenery and berries if you want, but I think that looks good. I think, well, I've got my stamps out. I think I'm going to decorate this piece too. This piece could be left plain. This is going to be on the inside, but maybe I will go ahead and just put a teeny little edge of green on the bottom. You can decide what you like. Now I kind of, there we go. Oh, I am not liking that one corner. Okay, hold on. Backup piece. Ah, that's better. I don't know why. I kind of got that one funky. Okay. And a good reminder too is our cardstock and paper are two-sided, so you could always flip this guy over and just stamp it on the back. I happen to have a spare square. Okay, let's put this together. So I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue on my white stamped square. This was the first one with the words on it. This piece is going to get mounted onto that black scallop. cute. I love how just that little edge peeks out. Okay, we're going to use this piece very last. Let's attach this to our project. This is going to go on the front, just like that. And because this needs to open, we want to take care to not accidentally seal the whole thing shut. So I'm going to apply my adhesive basically on this corner once I flip it over. Have you ever done that? You've been working so quickly that on your project you accidentally seal something shut? I have. All right, so this is going to get lined up. It's kind of nice with this plaid. Those lines really help to line this up nice and straight. All right, so as you can see, this will open and close freely now. This part is stuck down. And now to cover that area, this is where we're going to take our second square. Plus, it gives you a little area to put a message, all right, because this is going to go here, and our gift card tucks in here. Look how cute that is. All right, let's put this together, and we will wrap it up. After I attach this onto here, I will show you another one that I made with different paper. I still plan on making several others, but I have made one other that I'll show you. All right, so there's the inside. I even like the weight of it. You know, even though the designer paper is the flap, it doesn't feel flimsy at all because you've got this cardstock weighing, adding weight to it. It's very nice. Again, I like this style because it will fit inside a standard size envelopes that we use for lots of our cards. And it's also nice and flat. I'm not even going to embellish it with any gems or rhinestones or ribbon or anything. Again, this would be a great style of gift card holder to tuck in the mail, and you don't have to worry about too much extra postage or anything like that. Let me pull out the other one that I've made just to give you an idea. Just change up your paper, change up your stamps. This is the Penguin Place bundle, which is available in our July to January mini catalog. A lot of us call it the holiday mini catalog. And the paper, this adorable paper, is, you guessed it, it's once again one of the freebies that you can select during celebration. So this particular one could be Christmassy or it could be birthday. I really like this paper because it's mostly just wintry and the little images are super cute. So there's our gift card holder for today. I hope you enjoyed this. If there's any products that you do need to order, I would love for you to visit my website at stampwithjuliebaum.com and click on Shop Now. And also, if you could give me a thumbs up and like this video here on YouTube, I would be most appreciative. If you are placing an order and this is September of 2021, please use the host code that's listed here. Thanks for watching. See you next time.